Hi everybody, Brandon here from the Vancouver Pups. Thanks for clicking on my video. When I first started the Vancouver Pups about 7 years ago now, I just started posting videos and I was sort of putting out different kinds of content because I was just developing the puppets and sort of also developing my ideas and sort of aesthetic. But, I've been looking around at other YouTube channels, and one thing I kind of neglected to include, I didn't really make an introductory video where I sort of explain my mission statement and my whole purpose. So in this video, I just wanted to sort of explain who I am as a designer and a performer and what exactly the Vancouver Pups are, exactly really, because some people have also been a little confused about what kind of puppet show this is, because one of the twists with my stuff is that it's meant to sort of look like my characters walked off of the set of like a children's television show. But I'm not a children's performer, and my pups do things that are very adult. So I can start by just giving a little bit of a brief history of my design background. I actually started in fashion design and costume design, and I did that for many years. I had a clothing line, and I made a lot of amazing costumes as well. But I was looking to challenge myself more, and I was looking to do more complicated things, and I realized that I could move into puppetry, and I could basically do whatever I want. With puppets, you can do any shape, you can use any kind of textile, and basically the sky's the limit to my imagination and what I was able to do. So that just got me into puppets, and I was always, growing up, I was very inspired by the works of Jim Henson, so it was just sort of a logical step for me as a textile arts sort of designer. And so that's what got me into the pups, and I decided that I was going to use YouTube as a venue to show my work, and it just seemed like a very logical and convenient thing to do. YouTube is free, so it's just kind of like an awesome place to show your work as an artist. So it's just been a lot of fun. Just having a lot of fun, creating all the different characters. A little more personal information about myself. I'm 45, and of course I live here in the Westend of Vancouver. And this is my beautiful boyfriend, Jason. This is us on one of the flights home from Taiwan, where he's from. We go to Taiwan all the time. And we've been together for 12 years. So obviously I mentioned I'm not really a children's entertainer, sort of puppeteer. Like I said, I'm trying to do more adult puppetry stuff. And my dream is to sort of create a show that revolves around the pups that's sort of an R-rated puppet show. Basically, I want my characters and I want all of my pups to just be enjoying life, having a good time, and it's all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and gore. I love to use gore as a shock humor. Because anytime I do the stuff with blood and gore, it gets a huge reaction. People just absolutely love it. So it's definitely become one of the characteristics of my aesthetic. And slowly getting into more live performing. I'm trying to network more with different kinds of people because I would like to do more, live events and start to do more. I would like to see my pups start to interact with other artists and performers. I would really like to see my puppets start dancing and singing and dancing and doing comedy sketches and stuff with different kinds of people. So that's the goal. We're getting there. We're almost there. We're on the way. And that's it. And the whole idea behind the Vancouver Pups is these are the main three. Oko's the star. Oko is a hand puppet, and he's basically a puppet representation of me. He's my alter ego. And his best friends, I should say, are Curly, who's a sack puppet, and Harwood, who's a full body puppet. So there's 3 different kinds of puppets that I work with: hand puppets, sack puppet, and full body puppet. Those are the different kinds of puppets that I make. So there's one of each in different colors and different personalities, and that's sort of the premise of the whole show. But there's a lot of other characters as well. A while back I created this. I didn't post this anywhere. Anyway, here's a picture. I'll post the picture up on the screen as well. But this is a picture I took. This is the last time all of the pups were all together, because half of the puppets are now at my partner's place. I ran out of room here in our apartment here in the West End because we don't have a lot of room, so I just keep sort of the main characters here. But yeah, but we can just quickly go through. There's basically 15 characters on the Vancouver Pups. The Oko, Curly, and Harwood are 3. Then there's Argyle, the gargoyle who lives on the patio. There's his friends Paku, who's like a female version of Oko. She's a little bit smaller and has a bow in her hair. Very stereotypical bow. And then there's Noko, who's basically literally the opposite of Oko, whereas Oko is always optimistic, happy, fun guy. Noko is the pessimist. He's always looking at the downside of life. There's also there's this character Metavinja that I created. Haven't done much with him yet, but he's sort of a fortune teller, a seer, and sort of wanted to do some comedy sketches with him where he sort of like looks into the future and sort of like tells jokes. I don't know. Then there's Miss Brain, and I basically created Miss Brain as a way of being able to open up anything for the pups to do. Anytime Oko and any of the pups want to do anything, they can go to Miss Brain, and she can just invent any kind of invention or anything to do. There's Cobble, who's actually I made that character for my brother. Only my brother gets to do that character. There is Marigold, the dog. That's a great character. I love Marigold. It's inspired by my grandmother. There's a video on how I made her. Then I have several large characters as well. We have the Imps, Knick Knack, Movie Mike, and Lobo. All right. And then this is just a little insert because I almost forgot. Our most recent member of the Vancouver Pups is Moppy. And he was made after this picture was taken. Moppy was just made at the end of last year. Yeah, so there you are. So that's the whole cast right there. It's about 15 people. Yeah, by the way, the Imps are backup dancers for Oko or anybody. They're sort of like 2 big like beasts. Knick Knack is a 2-headed character. Movie Mike I created to sort of show different filming locations in the Vancouver area. Since we're in Vancouver, it's a filming city. Lots of filming going on in the movie and TV industry. And Lobo I actually just originally made because I just had an excess of brown wool left over that I wanted to use up. So I decided to make a character, and that was what I came up with. But yeah, those are all sort of the larger characters. So, as I mentioned, Oko is the star, and the reason I did a hand puppet as the star is because I felt like I'd be able to do the most with that kind of a puppet. And the whole idea was I wanted to create at least one character which I developed really, really well, and I wanted him to sort of become a more realistic character, so I knew in order to do that I would need many different types of puppets in order to make this character come to life as much as I want. But these are the main 4. These are the 4 that I use the most. This is the hand puppet, which is like this most of the time, but I do have a set of gloves that I use a lot for just close-up shots, and there's also a pair of gloves that I have with an arm that attaches to him so that we can have Oko sort of manipulating things with his hands when I'm not using his just regular hands with a hand rod. And then these feet are detachable. These are just his legs that can be added. But most of the time I don't have those because those sort of get in the way, dangling in front of him. This is the posable one. This is a fully three-dimensional posable version of Oko that I use for photo shoots, and I've also used this guy for the stop motion shots. This is the marionette here. Here he is. There's the marionette that I'm hoping to develop a little bit more soon. But yeah, that one I've used quite a bit for shots. And then this guy here in the middle, this is the dancing Oko that I created for live shows. So that's the one that I perform with live when I want to sing and dance with him at a show. And yeah, with sort of these 4 puppets, I'm really able to do a lot with this character. And yeah, I've had just a lot of fun sort of developing sort of a central character to sort of showcase all this crazy hijinks going on with the Vancouver Pups. So there you are. That's sort of the basics of how Oko all kind of works, basically. I have a lot of other parts, though, of Oko as well. If we just take a look in the closet right now that I have the 4 main Okos out here, all the extra parts sort of in my closet. I have bins full of Oko parts as well. Just lots of pieces of him sort of lying all over the place that all come together to make one amazing character. And Curly is just meant to be like a counterpart to him. They're sort of like, they love each other to bits, but they also hate each other. It's like a love-hate relationship. So it's just like a counterpart to Oko, so they can just kind of like fight or have fun or do whatever they want to do together. But yeah, these two are like can't live with each other and they can't live without each other. It's hilarious. And then Harwood, who we have in our chair right now. I have to move back here so I can get him all in. Yeah, he is just like sort of like laid back and doesn't have a care in the world. He's just all about just chilling out, relaxing. He loves to sit back and watch TV and smoke dope and play video games and drink lots of beer and just do whatever. He's just all about having a good time. And of course, Harwood also loves to dance. That's it. And Oko just absolutely adores him. The two of them are like best buds. So yeah, that's it. Those are sort of the main three characters of the Vancouver Pups that I sort of like trying to slowly develop a story around, but we're getting there. Overall, I'm really proud of all the work that I've done over the last 6-7 years on YouTube with the Vancouver Pups. It's quite, when I look back at all my videos now, it's actually is quite amazing at just how much we've accomplished, isn't it, Oko? Yeah, we're really excited about all the different ideas that we have that we want to share with everybody. So there's still a lot of great content to come. So that's sort of the premise here, the Vancouver Pups. It's a wild, raunchy puppet show full of debauchery and crazy stuff, shocking twists, but there's a lot of charm and fun as well. I really, really do love music. So, you know, dancing and singing to music that I like is something that I definitely want to put in, which is all very upbeat and fun. But you just got to wait for those little wild, dark twists that come from the Vancouver Pups, and that's what basically it's all about. All right, that's about everything I have to say for now. That gives you just a very brief overview of who I am and what the Vancouver Pups is all about. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the link. I'd really, really appreciate it so we can make our online family grow and continue to bring the Vancouver Pups to a wider audience. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Brandon from the Vancouver Pups. I'll catch you on the next video. Have a nice day. Bye for now.